All right, hello everybody. This is the sprint review for sprint number 38 for the SSW Rewards mobile app. And forgive me as we go through this because there is a lot of complicated PBIs that the developers know much better than I do, but I'm going to do my best to explain.
Is it also sprint planning for 39?
Normally it would be, but not today
Okay.
because we're going to do planning tomorrow morning because I have a dinner to go to, and all of this took
Oh,
longer than planned.
okay. All right. No worries. Let's get through this then.
All right, so the sprint goals, we had three of them. The first one was load testing, which I think is very important. But because we had so many bugs come up, JK was not able to build in essentially a load testing function, what he needs to do into the app because he needs to make it work with Maui, and so that's been blocked. Um, the second one is a crash that came up during London that we found out, or sorry, during NDC security, I believe, and that's fixed. The second one is a crash, another crash when clicking on some staff who didn't exist anymore, didn't have a record, which is labeled as in progress, but is majorly fixed, as in it doesn't crash anymore. But JK has not actually fixed the underlying issue. That's why it's still in progress. This was a 1 week sprint, and you can see our project portal here. It is on GitHub in the form of GitHub project. I'm the product owner. It
Steph,
used to be, yes.
just on the summary stuff, is there a new version of the mobile app that we can use in London, NDC London?
There is a new version in review so under App Store review that will be available hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, great.
Okay, so here are the PBIs for the sprint. There's a lot of them. First one is a crash. Second one is a UI improvement. And I won't read all of them, but I'll just point out the big ones. So I'll highlight this one. We had the servers go down for the GPT quizzes, which are an important part of the app and it's how people get points. And that was due to an Azure resourcing problem. As we started using the app more, whatever resource group it was part of capped out. And I think it was a resource group that serviced multiple applications. And so they had to get extra capacity for that, and the server went back up. So that was good, but it caused quite a fuss like when it happened. And then the other biggest one is this in progress one below it about the login process causing friction. Now this is still in progress. It's almost like an epic, but most of it is done. And so soon when they get to deploy to Identity Server, which handles all the login, hopefully things will be a lot smoother.
Just with regards to the order, I'm pretty sure that one was higher. And I know you put all the dones at the top, but I'm not sure that's helpful because that one definitely would have been higher. And,
Yeah.
I know a lot of work has gone on. It just looks weird that it's so low down.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but I had them not in order before like that, and it looked really messy. So that's kind of why I
Right.
switched it. But yeah, I do agree. Maybe really that should have been a sprint goal in hindsight. So
Yeah.
it would be
And
right at the top, I think.
probably, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't bother reordering those things like that.
Okay. Any other ones you're particularly curious about?
No, I think it's good. I've been using the app and it's great. And it's, all the back end changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very apparent.
Have you noticed that it's faster?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's awesome. The most important one for me, by the way, is other than the bugs that make it unusable, is the login one because I hate seeing people have a slow experience to just sign up.
Right.
Yeah.
JK, just a tiny little UI thing. I do notice when people scan another person, or just for example, when they scan me, and it says congratulations, you got a star, you got 100 points or 1,000 points.
Hmm.
The points are in very, very small font. Like they're always trying to see how many points that person got. And whether you see 100 or 1,000, you can barely see a difference because the font size is Looks like
Hmm.
it looks like size 6. So I'd just take they're only after the number of points they just earned. So I just make that font much bigger. Like I'd more than double the size of just the points.
Yeah, agreed with that. Did you get a note of that, JK?
I'm doing it.
Well, I got it. Awesome. Okay, so moving from the PBIs and the sprint to some stats, we have application health overview here from Azure. This is the count of failed requests. Do you just want to say what this spike is, Vlad, briefly?
Okay, so here we can see the errors in application sites for SSW rewards. So one interesting thing to mention here, the most right jump in here. Interestingly enough, it's not very kind of, you see how there are 3 triangles. The rightmost are not for real issues, but rather they come from this WordPress thing. So looks like someone might be doing a penetration test or something, unpleasant. It happens regularly across all different products. So just to note that that one is actually not for errors.
Okay, all right.
Mostly. The other 2 are, however, and they correlate with authentications error we had to fix on Wednesday night, and the one before that is on Tuesday night when GPT Quest went down.
Right. Yeah, okay. Awesome. So that is the application health overview from Azure. Now moving on to the iOS app. Again, we have in this sprint, so this is the last 7 days you see here. Vlad, are these correlated to the testing going on, or are these actual errors?
They correlate to some testing going on by us and I believe my tweaks, which mostly seem to happen on Wednesday. And we
Right.
did have quite a few issues reported by our people from NTC.
Right. Okay. Same thing, but instead of iOS, this is for Android.
Yes.
We can, yeah, we see the same spikes here.
Yep.
All right, moving on to number of deployments. So we had 4 to the API, 3 to identity server, which is not SSW rewards, but since it handles the auth, it's part of what the guys are working on. 1 to test flight and 1 to production. We did not do any experimental work. And now we'll finish with the sprint retro. So we had a lot of good feedback from everybody at NDC London. And then JK and Vlad put out 2 fires. The GPT quizzes server went down, and then the registrations problem that they had no idea what it was caused by, but by rolling back the version, they put out the fire and then have now since made a fix. That'll be in the next deployment. And then we, other than just like a lot of bugs coming up, we didn't put that in the what didn't go so well, but we obviously are going to get bugs from people testing it. Vlad's going on client work, and I'm sad to lose him because he's been he's been doing great. So
Right.
So it didn't go so well. Anything
So,
from you, Adam?
Can you just put losing Vlad to client work just so it's clearer? Or, and I would probably say mentioning the testers, who's been a good tester, would be an important part because this is hard for JK and Vlad if they don't have good testers out there.
Yeah, Wixie, Jeffrey, I should say Ben too.
Yeah,
Have been good testers.
I think there was one mention about how Tom somehow had problems reclaiming prizes and he's not authorized. Have you guys done testing yourself, not giving yourself a role that's not an administrator and seeing how he got that far?
So I think what happened was when you, and this is something we discovered today, is when you go to rewards and when you try to, somebody tries to claim, say, a SSW key cup, when you do redeem in person, you get this QR code It might not be working because right now it's on
There it is. I see it.
local build. So this QR code, he scanned it on his phone with his account, and that's what caused the issue. We could identify the problem. So now
Right.
he is a staff member, and it should work fine.
Yes, but I'm saying it should have popped up and says you can't scan this because you're not an administrator.
Yeah, so there's a few issues like that. So I think it would be good to have a holistic overview of this problem.
But does
might
an
not-
error message come up when he tries to do it? What happens?
I haven't tested this specifically what the error message. I think it just it says that it was fine.
Yeah, you've got to give an error message indicating to the user.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're not an administrator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It should be an error message that says only staff can redeem prizes.
Yeah. We'll add a PBI for that.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Okay. Any other questions, anybody?
No, awesome.
All right. So that was the sprint review for Sprint 38.
All right.
See you
wish us
all
luck.
next time.
We're going to be using it all day today at NDC London.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Let us know how it goes. Cool.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.